Good Thursday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and this is your outlook for September 5th, 2013. Starting off with a NAM high-res radar. This is a future radar composite, and this is starting at 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. We have a weak cold front here that's going to be moving into from the north here, and you can see that where that line is right here. There's going to be very moisture starved as it moves southeast here, and we are allowing for a very, very isolated shower, like extreme northeastern PA here. Really don't think this amounts to much as it moves across the area here, but you will be dealing with clouds early on as this front is making its way to the southeast. And once it does, once the clouds once the front moves through, which will be a quick moving front, the clouds will dissipate and it will become mostly sunny and very pleasant for your Thursday afternoon. And one thing we're going to be dealing with overnight here, actually I'm going to put this in motion here so you can see some of these showers, but you see they just fall apart as they go across northeast PA. Maybe an isolated shower, extreme northeastern PA here, but really not dealing with much in the way of precipitation. But you will have a little bit of cloud cover early on, but I think by late morning and the afternoon the clouds break and becomes mostly sunny. Now, one thing we're going to be looking at for Thursday night are some very, very chilly temperatures for this time of year, and challenging record lows actually in some areas here. Now, this is the NAM high res, and this is probably a pretty accurate depiction of what the low temperatures are going to be. Temperatures probably your 40-degree line, your 50 degrees stays around 50 degrees or low 50s here around the Philadelphia metro area and around the New York City metropolitan area. Will probably stay above 50 degrees, but elsewhere you're looking at temperatures up here in the 40s here, and mid 40s are going to be the general rule, maybe low to mid 40s as you get across the Poconos and down to the Lehigh Valley here. But we're not looking at anything extreme here. Now, I do want to point out the one model here is the GFS, and this is a zoomed in version, of course, and I wanted to show just the northwest areas here. So the GFS is going a little bit crazy here with the low temperatures here, getting close to 40 degrees down here in the Lehigh Valley, 42 in Reading. And then you get up here in the Wilkes-Barre area, it has temperatures in the low 30s. I mean, that's probably a little bit extreme, and I don't think it gets that low. But regardless, temperatures in this area here, Allentown, the record is 44. So we'll see how close we get to that. But I don't think it gets this cold. So we're gonna forecast a low of 44, which would tie the record. So we'll see how that works out. But it will be a chilly night regardless, both Thursday night and Friday night. And Friday during the day, we will be struggling to get to 70 degrees in many areas we're forecasting high of 70 degrees in the East Central PA region here, and you probably have your 70-degree line is probably running something here like this, and anything north and west of here stays in the 60s here on Friday. So it'll be a very pleasant, refreshing northwest breeze, and just an all-in-all nice day. Probably the pick of the forecast days of the 5-day forecast will be the pick of the best day of that period. So getting to the European model, we're going to go a little bit longer range here. Of course, here starting off with Thursday, here's that front here. Again, extreme northeastern PA might have a quick, very isolated, brief shower here. No big deal. And then it clears out for a couple days here. Now, we're going to move ahead to Sunday here. Really not impressed with Sunday either. There's another cold front that's going to be trying to dive south here. Again, it's going to be running into dry air, and it might be a situation where it just falls apart. Now, the European model is showing that maybe an isolated chance of that over central PA, northeastern PA again. It's probably, at this point, I think dry air is going to win out once again, and you're probably going to stay mostly dry. So we don't have it in the forecast grids right now, but we did mention in our daily forecast discussions that there is a very slight chance of a possible shower as that front moves through on Sunday, and then it'll reinforce the air that's already there. Once this moves through, Monday turns out to be a mostly sunny day with temperatures backing off a little bit, again back down into the low to mid 70s. As we get to the tropics here, I just want to make a mention for tropical depression number 7 here is expected to become a tropical storm. Now, right now the Hurricane Center has this thing going up here like this, staying away from land here and heading out towards east of Bermuda and out to sea. I do want to point out there are a few models that are suggesting, at least ensembles, to do have it kind of meandering up in this direction here. I don't want to cause any concern about this. I give this about a 10% chance of this happening, where it goes up into this area here. I don't think it does. I think it stays pretty much on course, or maybe somewhere between here, but I don't, that the 10% chance that it affects the eastern seaboard of the United States here, not a very good chance of anything affecting us. So this will likely become a tropical storm, but then head out to sea and not affect the eastern seaboard, is our projection at this time. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marchus. This is your outlook for September 5th, 2013. Have a great Thursday.